Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of this special one, the podcast that keeps you updated regarding every football news and latest happenings in the world of football. So in this video we are going to talk about the incredible story of Palermo Football Club and how they are one of the most exciting teams to watch in Europe next season. I mean, not watch but really follow because their progress can be significant in the upcoming years and can become a superpower in football, who knows. So if anyone isn't aware regarding or doesn't follow the Italian football, it has been confirmed by Palermo that they have been bought by City Football Club, the group which owns Manchester City and other teams around the world like Mumbai City FC and Girona, to name a few. There are various teams in different countries and they have purchased Palermo for a reported 13 million euros. But this story goes way beyond just what has happened now. And we will also discuss the difficulties and hardships the Palermo Football Club and its fans have been going through the last 5 years, 10 years, and what's next for them. So in this video we will try to cover everything. So Palermo Football Club were founded in 1900s in the Sicilian city of Palermo with the famous purple and black kits which they have continued up till now. And Palermo then spent the following century bouncing between the first two divisions, which is Serie A and Serie B, and also in Serie C, and they were basically a yo-yo club. But their fate changed in 2002 when Maurizio Zampirini, an Italian businessman, decided to buy Palermo Football Club shares. He before was the owner of Venezia, the team which was just relegated recently from Serie A. And when Maurizio Zampirini took over in 2002, Palermo were in Serie B, but within 2 seasons Palermo came back to Serie A, and this is really when it all started. The next decade was going to be very interesting for Palermo and his fans and also Serie. So when Zampirini took over, he firstly changed the recruitment system of the club, and the recruitment system was a success as they were finding hidden gems in undervalued players, and then they bought them and sold them for a huge profit and also helped the club in that state. If we talk about Maurizio Zampirini's recruitment, they found some incredible players such as Edinson Cavani for 5 million, Simon Kjaer for 4 million, who is now the captain of AC Milan. He was injured recently. Also helped Denmark to reach the semi-finals of the Euros. Paulo Dybala for 11.9 million, Andrea Bezzagli and Javier Pastore for just around 4 million. Also signed many other incredible talents and incredible players, but we cannot mention them due to the length of the video. So we'll try to keep it short, and basically the recruitment system was a huge success. And the recruitment system also brought changes to the pitch as it resulted in consecutive finishes in the Europa League, in the European spots basically between 2004 and 2007, just soon after they were promoted to Serie A, and this was a huge success. And however, there was a huge problem in Zamperini's era that the managers were being changed too often. During the 15 years of his tenure, 35 different managers were brought in, and this resulted in a dispute between him and the fans basically disliked him regardless of the good results on the pitch. But fans and Zamperini had a dispute from day one, especially after after the manager of Palermo finished the season just after promotion in 5th, and the manager was later on sacked because Zamperini said he did not agree with his views and he was basically an idiot. The manager was again then brought back after 3 months due to terrible results, and they were basically 18th in the relegation zone when the manager was brought in, and then he saved them from relegation. During this time, Palermo also sold their major players for a profit, and this resulted in Javier Pastore uh, going for 44 million, who was just for 4 million, Paulo Dybala going to Juventus, Simon Kjaer going to other Italian clubs, and also Edison Cavani was bought for 5 million, sold to Napoli for around 17-18 million euros, include plus loan fee. Eventually, due to so much instability, they were eventually relegated to Serie B in 2013. During that time, Palermo also went with changed 8 different managers in just one season, and that was a drought season. Great. Let's talk about the Palermo's golden era, which was between 2004 and 2012. During the time they were in Serie A, and they had some incredible moments as well. During that time, they reached the European spot 6 out of 9 times, and also reached the Coppa Italia final once, which was an incredible success and one of the most successful seasons in the history of Palermo, where they finished 5th, missing out on the Champions League by just 2 points against Sampdoria, who finished in the 4th spot, and also reaching the Coppa Italia final, which they eventually lost. But still, it was a huge success for a club that was in Serie B 4 or 5 seasons ago. So, eventually this era came to an end, and mainly due to Zampirini mismanagement and few other problems of the pitch again, and instability of managers, but again mainly due to Zamperini's mismanagement of the club and its resources. Zamperini was a very harsh decision maker and a very rash character, to be very honest, and changing 35 managers in 15 years is just absolutely ridiculous. Then the downfall of Palermo since 2013 really started. It was actually long before that due to Zamperini's management, but it eventually started in 2013, and his wrong decisions were now being accountable for. In 2017, they got relegated to Serie B, and Zamperini sold the club due to fight between him and the fans, and was eventually asked to leave. After selling the club, Zamperini, there were financial problems that were indicated within the club, and they had to change 2 new directors between 2019, and they were also declared insolvent and were basically relegated to Serie D. Then also hold the highest attendance record in Serie D, and they are very passionate about the club and have always supported, and now one of the reasons that the club is out of difficult times and possibly hopefully to better times in the future. And also Palermo's food legends like Fabrizio Micoli and others have played a crucial part in the success. They came back to the club during their hard times and almost played for free because they couldn't afford the wages, and they have now helped them get back to Serie B. How they have helped them go back to Serie B, let's talk about this in detail. Palermo, after being sold in 2019, was bought by local who were passionate football fans and also supported Palermo, and they decided to get it out of when they tried basically to get the club out of the hard times, being as transparent as possible, and it eventually resulted in Palermo getting promoted to Serie C first in his first year, and now recently Palermo under Silvio Baldini, have I pronounced it yet? Yeah. Silvio Baldini are now promoted back to Serie B after playing in promotion playoffs similar to the championship style, where number 3 and number 3 till number 6 have to play in qualification matches for the promotion, and they won the promotion playoffs and are now in Serie B, credit to Silvio Baldini and the Palermo management who stuck with him, and they have now basically been relieved from all their financial problems, financial matters, and the club is run in a more transparent way, better relation between the fans and the ownership, and most of the problems, basically all the mess that Zamperini had left, not all mess he left has been solved, but most of them, especially the financial matters due to which Palermo was relegated to Serie D, have now been solved, and they are on a very good run, and the players and the fans are really passionate and want to fight for the badge, and this is one of the reasons that they are so successful. Many players had again came out to support their club and stuck with it and were very loyal, and this is one of the reasons why Palermo is here. As Palermo are historically a huge club and have huge support from the locals, and basically are one of the most supported teams in Italy, as I told you. They have now been bought by the City Football Group for 13 million euros. Initially, it was believed that the fee was around 8 million, but it is a huge fee and a huge profit for the last Palermo owner who bought it for around 1 million euros, and now is gonna get 13 million euros in return. Now, any football club that City Football Group buys is almost guaranteed success due to the way they are run and due to the resources that are available. Now let's see what happens with Palermo, but already good steps have been taken to help Palermo get back to Serie A, and the vision for City Football Group is quite clear: to get Palermo back at those levels during the 2007-2010 era, where they were constantly competing in the Champions League, in the Europa League games. So how are City Football Group gonna run Palermo? Let's talk about it. Firstly, they have taken few initial very good steps. I would believe they have kept Silvio Baldini, the manager, who brought them back to Serie B, and rewarded him basically for his incredible hard work that he has put in from Serie D to Serie B, and this is one of the mistakes that Zampirini basically did, changing managers too often, and the City Football Group are not gonna make this mistake. They're gonna stick with the manager who has basically fans on his side. They've already been in talks with Matteo Brunori of Juventus, basically plays for the younger team of Juventus, and they are basically almost wrapped up for 5 million euros, which is a huge fee. And Palermo haven't afforded this fee for the last 4 or 5 years for any player. Another huge advantage that Palermo gets by being bought by City Football Group is the fact that many youngsters from Brazil, like Matino and Vinicius Souza, who are loaned out to other clubs like Stade Troyes in France, Lommel SK in Belgium, I hope I pronounced it right, and other Brazilians and other young talents will now be loaned to Palermo, which means that they will get to watch exactly young talents and also improves the squad vastly, while also helping the City Football Group in the way they are run. And now City Football Groups have few incredible network, and many young players want to join them due to knowing that they will play constantly in Europe, and knowing that they will help. It will be very easy to settle them here. Brazilian winger Savio joined them from Atletico Mineiro. He's considered an incredible talent, one to watch out in the. But this will take a little time. This progress will take a little time. Again, what Zampirini did, damages he gave to the club on and off the pitch cannot be easily recovered, and I believe that this season they are actually going to escape relegation from Serie C, but are gonna finish somewhere around mid-table in Serie B, not directly going for promotion right now, but definitely the squad will vastly improve due to the fact almost Matteo Brunori, when I'm recording this video, is almost done. Other youngsters and other players would be brought in, and the system by which City Football Clubs are run is quite incredible and will make them quite stable. So this progress will take time, but eventually I believe that Serie A is destiny for the Palermo Football Club, and really I wish them best of luck because of the hardships they have been going through for the last 15-20 years. I know there was a very good period as well on the pitch, but eventually during all the time they basically hated Zampirini for the fans, hated Zampirini for his mismanagement of the club, and the fans really deserve this because they stuck with the club during the hardships and are now basically relieved from it, and they are going one step ahead. And that's also created City Football Group the way they have identified Palermo as one of the clubs that they need to go for, which has huge history and has huge importance, especially the badge of Palermo. However, some things have definitely changed due to when they were declared insolvent. They have to be registered by a different name, a little different logo, but not a lot of changes have been done. They have stuck with what they were actually, and are very, very connected to their culture and their history of the football club. And this is it. I tried explaining my best in this video. Definitely.